All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 2025 Zelda 1 Randomizer Winter Tournament, also known as the Random Force Tournament. We've got a great matchup here tonight. A 2-1, 3-0 pair up, pair down matchup between Stags28, who is 2-1, and equations19, who is 3-0. Joining me today is Chester on the tracking and Tabby Orange in the broadcast booth. Welcome, Tabby.
Hey Mako, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Excited for this match. What are you thinking?
Yeah, should be a good one. The equations at 3-0 and drawing stags in the pair up, pair down, so it should be a good one.
Yeah, I would say, looking at Stags in the past year, I would say, Tabby, one of the most, put them in that top 5, top 10 of most improved runners, really starting to be finding their game. And in equations, I'd say came around maybe a little bit earlier than that. Had a good showing last year, taking Fury to 3 games in the brackets. So again, I'd say they're not OG runners, but definitely on the cusp here of top competitors in the Z1R world.
Absolutely, it's been they both competed in the Rookie Rumble 2 that I was in, and both seeing them improve has been great. Watching them both, so I'm excited to watch this match.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should be getting started shortly. And there we go, starting down just above the southern coast, vanilla big secret spot. And got equations.
Immediate HUD clip from
Yeah,
Equation.
I've never actually done it on that screen. Oh, yes. Okay, I see where he's at now. My bad. Yes, going to find out what's on the coast.
Yeah, starting in the forest kind of lends itself to like quick coast check, quick Armos checks, northeast. So I think you'll see both the runners. An immediate white sword item bow in the one of the forest Armos.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where you start this close to the forest, you've got all the Armos checks, you're going to find coast item knowledge. You may make your way all the way up through the waterfall. There's so many open caves up in that area to potentially find your wood sword, the Armos item. Maybe you get some rupees and are able to buy a candle or some bombs.
And we did not see the Armos item on those three, so it'll be either at the grave or Death Armos. But they'll
Yep, our
both
runners will be
make.
heading out west for the Armos item.
I think you'll both see them try to make these northeast checks while you're up here.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, Tabby. Every time I look at my tracker and I'm kind of up here and find out the Armos isn't here, I look and see all those open caves leading to the waterfall. And like, you know what? As much as I want to check that Armos, we may be able to get a sword up here.
Yeah, and 118 for the large secret, so that's nice.
Yes, absolutely. So in these flags, you do not have an option for a free candle. Now, you could find the red candle somewhere. So money is a bit more important than what we've been seeing in past tournaments, where extra candles is turned on. As we
Yeah,
have
definitely.
equations back in the HUD.
And Stags on half a heart here trying to get, and Equations finds level 1. Out a sword, probably gonna try to dip around. Oh!
Did not turn in time for the rock to the back. That's going to leave a mark. As equations, it's going to go ahead into level 1. We'll see if Stags looks like he's going to be heading back to probably check the southern forest and the coast, perhaps. Really, this is a tough screen. I'll tell you what, you get these enemies on this screen, you just feel trapped. Sometimes half tiling it can be a little better. It doesn't always activate the Lionels if you're on the half tile, but yeah, it's a tough one.
Equations saw some Wizrobes in level 1 in the first room, and immediately noped out of there. Eggs over there in the forest.
Yeah, you'd like to be able to maybe grab something free out of the floor of one. You know what? You know where it's at. It's not that far from start. You know, you mark it, you come back. Now, Stags does not yet have that knowledge. We expect he'll find it soon as he finishes up the eastern half.
As Stags finds the white sword bow. We'll see how many hearts we need to pull that. It'll be between 4 and 6. And we'll see if equations can get in here. It was just some Octoroks with 2.5 hearts. Might just be able to power through.
Yeah, you can sometimes, you know, you'll, especially vanilla runners, if you're learning the blue ring route, you'll see them reset this screen. That can come into play. Oh, and for
And
Stags,
of course, if you take a death there, of course, wood sword is there.
Oh my goodness.
It's like 1,000% that happens.
Yep. That happens
we'll
on Death Armos, it seems like a lot as well.
Yep.
You know you die on Death Armos, there's something good there.
So, we'll see how long it takes Stags to get back here. Stags finds the Wizrobes, and hopefully it's not the last check that Stags makes. But you can still do plenty without the sword if you're efficient with your overall checks.
Yeah, I think for his sake, get up to that waterfall with 3 hearts if you can, right? And as we saw in Equations' part, they're going to move around for you a little bit. They don't take much HP, but try not to get up there on half a heart again.
Yes.
And Equations heading now to what I typically refer to as South Central Hyrule. Others call it close to start. A lot of open caves in this area as well. Likely going to get that Death Armos check. And then depending on what resources he may find along the way, any roads, dungeons, etc., likely wheel his way around through the cemetery and up. The Stags is going back up now. Another attempt to try and we hope he's going to head up to the top of the waterfall as Equations finds level 9, and we have
all 8.
All 8 tonight, so full seed.
Yep.
So
in the tournament, it's between 5 and 8, but for tonight's seed, it'll be 8.
Yeah, and 8 plays very similar to a regular Consternation, obviously with the exception being the book is not maps. The book is required, and they're all helpful hints. And then the extra candle that we talked about before. But by and large, this is and the new Heart Shuffle, Tabby, right, this year, which is inter-dungeon or intra-dungeon hearts. So not your traditional Heart Shuffle, but a heart guaranteed in dungeons 1 through 8, and possibly a second, depending on where the Coast Heart falls.
Yeah, the Coast Heart is treated kind of like a regular item, and then 1 through 8 are guaranteed to have at least the 1 heart. Could be on the floor of the stairs, and Stags takes another death there by the vanilla wood sword screen. 37 bombs is steep.
Yeah, that
just buy 'em.
That waterfall just kind of, I don't want to say tilted Stags, but you know, needs to figure out how soon you can get that back in. And you know, somebody in chat said that figures when we saw it, and we alluded to it so many times. You orphan that screen, and it's the one you need. But for Stags or Equations benefit, he will be finding a red ring over here, found on Equations side at Death Armos.
Yes, and that'll kind of take care of your survivability on the overworld problems.
Absolutely. You've got the Lionels up here, and you know, the Dark Nut's getting in the way. And Stags gets the news of 8 Triforces required for tonight. Equations heads over to the Deadwoods.
Yeah. Oh, Equations got the Armos item, wood sword, so we'll see what level when he decides to really just start going into dungeons, and he knows he's got to get them all. So
right, absolutely. If it was a 5 Triforce, I'm probably getting back to 1 as soon as possible. But in this case, look, you know you need everything. You've got everything yet to find in the game. You don't want to get stuck in a 6 early like this, but with Red Ring, you know, you might be able to cut through it depending on the enemy set and potential key issues.
Exactly, and you know, take a look around. Could be a free or an easy item early, or
Yeah, it
for,
doesn't
like,
have any keys,
in a
likely
couple
wouldn't invest any keys, you know, again, this potential push block, potential drop room, and does get the push. We'll see if we've got a transport or possibly an item, and it is a transport early in level 6. Elects to take it probably because of that potential key block.
and this early, just go ahead and take it because you don't want to clear that room again
No, you don't.
early. So just go ahead and
Good
take
news
it.
for Stags is going to be picking up his red ring here momentarily. Be excited to see that. And we'll see, you know, at this point where he's at, likely going to continue around what most runners do, kind of that clockwise loop, checking open caves along the way. Does have bombs for that one-off spot in Dead Woods. Equations continues in level 6. Ugh. And, you know, you can clear them, right, Tabby? But you got red ring. It's just, it's going to take so long. This is one of those where I start thinking, should I be in here or not? And you know what? There's no right play. We don't know, but this can take some time. Stags hops in 6 as well. Likely not going to get anywhere because he does not have an A button. Yeah, has to nope out of that room. Gonna check the one above here. And Stags or Equations gets the map. Very helpful. Just to, you know, this isn't a huge 6. To be fair.
No, not.
This can play a little bit more like a 5. Already has a transport knowledge. Keys could become an issue, but at least now you know if you got a random bomb wall, you know where you're going to be bombing. And it's a worse feeling, you know, when you have 7 bombs, you kill a Gleeok and you just get 1 extra bomb. Kind of like the 5 rupee or small heart.
So Stags takes off. Agent's gonna stick it out here.
Yeah, and
now do it. Yep.
Yeah, now Equations has a Goma, has key issues, has a couple more rooms to check, and Stag goes ahead and up A's. We'll see now with that. Well, it's going to do the Southern Coast. I don't mind this play. You know what? You get to a point around 10, 12 minutes. Yeah, you need that. You need that story, but at the same time, you also need to be clear in that overworld. So these spots are close to start. And, you know, maybe you find something down here as well. Maybe you find a level, a free red candle. So gets a little extra knowledge there. Gets the bombs back. So again, I like that play. But interesting, neither runner has seen the coast item.
No, we have not.
Just because of where that start screen is, seems a little odd.
Yeah, I mean, especially at Stags, I don't have the wood sword. I'd want to see if the wood sword is down in that cave right there too.
Right. Yeah, and you get the extra knowledge as well. So, you know, if there's silvers there, maybe you don't buy the arrows, although money looks to be pretty good this seed. Going back. Okay. Okay. Let's see if he heads up now. Yeah, just clearing the bomb spots along the way. As Stags now gets the information from the southern coast that Equations does that Stags just had. And there's the candle shop. Good for Stags.
42. And $97 arrows.
And now I think, you know, I said it 5 seconds into the game. I do think this time we will see what's on the coast from Equations.
Looks like Stags are going to do these forest checks as well. So still not gonna. Stags can do these checks quick. Like, still not gonna be like too bad getting to the wood sword.
No, he's getting the same knowledge as we see Equations is getting. It's just a matter, and Equations really hasn't progressed that far either. And you do find a level 3 here on Equations' side. Probably gonna check that coast and then jump back in. And we've got the any key. Oh, really benefit to that ladder find can really free you up in this. I've seen some runners talk, Tabby, about a lack of keys, and I'm convinced. I was watching somebody this earlier today. Maybe you're in a room like this in level 3. Well, not this one with the bomb, but just a couple of easy enemies, and you're going through because you've already got the try and floor item. Like that can be an easy key pickup, right?
Yeah.
And we do see equations go into Zombie Link, so is able to give up a free heart. And we'll get that back. Now, he cannot take any damage here, but as long as he picks up another heart and everything else, he will be fine. Setting up for the kinetic key. Bomb strat, I like it.
That Gibdo was holding a bomb, I think. I would have gone back in for that bomb pack. On Stag's side.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so gonna burn a little bit more. We do find out that the heart container level 3 is in the staircase. Stags gets another large secret, clearing out the close to, I kind of call it the western half of the forest.
Stag's got a lot of cash.
And that is a shutter door with a bunch of blue whiz robes, and looks like equation says not now.
Yeah. I'm not clearing that unless the game absolutely 100% makes you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Stag's gonna purchase two very expensive bomb packs and 1 key. Well priced key.
And we've had a couple of times he gets close to heading up to where he died and has not pulled the trigger yet. I think this is going to be it. Yeah, looks like he's going to head up that way. I think he's done all the other checks at this point. Equation's going to find that bomb here, which will lead him to his blue candle purchase. And Stags just face tank these guys with the red ring. As expected, Equations picks up that blue candle. Going back in, thought about the arrows. Looks like he is a rupee short. And goes ahead and picks up those wood arrows.
So we'll see if he goes back into 1 right now or not. It was in the potion, the letters, so looks like he's gonna pass on that for now.
Yeah, and I didn't see. Does he know there's maybe a key block in there?
Yeah.
So yeah.
The first room, he was shuttered in with a key, so
okay.
Possibly can add a key, but maybe he just wants to come back with a key. Always a good idea to come back with a key for 1, because you can add a key, and then the next room just has a key anyway. Has a key door as well.
Yeah, and he just got his candle, so this makes sense. Go ahead again. As much as we'd love to just start clearing dungeons, there's a lot we don't know on this overworld. And the other thing on Equations aside as well, he has 4 hearts. He may, we don't know, be eligible to pick up that white sword item, which is the bow. 33% chance right now he could pull that. Has the wood arrows, so it does get that advanced offense, repeatable offense as well when he picks up that bow.
We'll see if he's going to make the play for the bow or just wait until he has 5 or 6.
Yeah, because he has the candle, he's probably debating that right now as well. You've got other bushes over here, 2 more screens to the left. You've got a candle now. Go ahead and maybe get those cleared. Again, I don't like checking on 4 unless it's right there.
Next to you. Yeah.
And for me personally, and I know it's coincidence, usually when it comes on 4, it's because I find it and I have 4 already. It's not when I go back with 4. Yeah.
No, it's hard to go back unless you're, desperate for that item or whatever. But usually you like to wait for at least 5 possibly the guaranteed 6 before you make that trek back.
And we'll see where Stag selects to go. Okay, heading over to the grave now. Not sure if he's gonna, after this, go and head down to the Dead Woods, or maybe potentially loop back into Death Mountain. Has 3 bombs, but could get a count going. And, well, good for Stags. Finds level 2 at the grave spot. Second quest, take any? It's a map, not segmented, but a pretty big level 2, and finds a 1. Excellent find for
That's nice.
Stag.
Nice.
And I have watched a lot of
offensive upgrade.
races, and chat will say, you know, this Inkbot looks like this, and I hear Atari ET come up a lot. I think we may have an Atari ET here.
Yeah, this is an Atari ET if I've ever seen one.
And as I was oohing and awing over the Inkblot, Equations did enter into level 7. A very, at least on my screen, very bright level 7.
Stags finds the floor heart as well, too. So, 66% chance of being able to pull the bow now.
Mm-hmm. Does not have the arrows, but does have that knowledge of where they're at and where the bow is. So, and very quick work for Stags. A bit of a rough start, just dying on the wood sword screen. Maybe gave back a little bit of time there, but really is going to make up some time right now with that wand, as Equations is battling out in level 7. In a Wizrobe dungeon as well. So good last 2 minutes here for Stags. We'll see what Equations is able to get out of 7.
Yeah, it looks like Stags is gonna possibly hit these grave spots and then possibly start Death Mountain. You're up here.
Yeah, I think he's got Forgotten Spot and obviously East Death Mountain. To me, yeah, this is the play right now. I always panic a little using the wand when I'm trying to work a count up because of the potential you get an extra frame with the wand and then you lose your count. Yeah, at least on the transition screens right now, we'll see if he goes east or west. Equation sees a nice key in the Gibdo. But yeah, this 7's getting a bit trolly. I don't blame Equations one bit. It's not horribly far from your start screen. And you know what? You may find out through some of the other dungeons that all you need out of that 7 is a Triforce. So maybe you don't dig. Maybe you come back with a little more offense. So you find the other hint shop up at the fake Armos screen, I've heard it called recently. Does not your traditional Armos screen. They're just there, and it looks like the one right below it.
If Stags try to work a count here, with 1 bomb left.
And Equations finds level 5 at the Forgotten Spot. So we're starting to get most of our dungeon knowledge here. Not much more. Nice bomb pack. Let's see what he is able to get from it. 13 bombs total now. Very nice. +5.
+5 for 92 rupees. So nice value there.
Yeah, and Stags did not get a count going. Good for him though. There's an any road that can get him right back up to that West Death Mountain spot. And we'll see Stags now going into level 7, as we saw in Equations aside. Not maybe the most friendly level 7, but we'll see what he decides to do. Equations is out of level 5. Electing to explore a little bit more. We know if he keeps going to the grave, he'll have a nice level 2. Quick level 2 and get that wand as well, even it up to combat.
Or if he'll go to West Death Mountain first with all these bombs. It's like gonna go to the grave.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain. I would say this is the right move. We'll see. Yeah, and at this point, yes. Just getting that wand. Granted, it doesn't help with the Wizrobe dungeons and the dark nuts that can sometimes be problematic on the overworld. But still, wand gives you the projectile weapon. You want to get it as a very good item to have.
Absolutely.
I don't know. It seems like these orange Wizrobes rolled up. I feel like every time I watch Equations and Stags, they're just wiping away and they're not dying.
Yeah.
And we'll see the Atari ET pretty soon. At least +1 for sure, says our tracker, Chest Jerk tonight.
Stags equations keeps going to the right. Run into the wand. I think in the next room here.
And we do have the compass in 7. I don't recall seeing Equations pick up the compass in 7. So Zach at least knows where he's going to go. It's a level 7. I'm not convinced you're not going to need a transport potentially to get to that room. We shall see. 7 rarely gives you a straight path. Okay, and Equations did get the compass. Equations elects to go back. You know, I agree with this play. Get that extra heart, improve your chances.
For that heart.
Mm-hmm.
And
there it is.
There.
Very smart play. You know, looks at the rooms, not many left. You know, probably would not burn a key for it, but well.
Yeah.
I'm not
maybe
sure.
Looking for a free key or something, but not sure I would spend time sorting down these Wizrobes looking for keys, but
He got that one really early. Could he have forgotten he picked it up? I mean, if I'm at 0 keys, maybe at 4 keys.
At 4 keys, yeah. I think he thinks better of it, and now it's looks like heading right for the Triforce now.
Stag sticks to transport in level 7. I could actually see this ink blot being a stag, potentially, if you...
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And so Equations is, like we said, even up the combat advantage. Both have 5 hearts. Fairly even, again, at this point. A bit of divergence early on, but I think both are settling into their game right now. Equations with 13 bombs will be able to full clear West Death Mountain.
Equations left after that Patra.
Yep.
7.
Yep. Again, he didn't have the wand. Again, it doesn't help with those Wizrobes, but obviously you're making quick work of the like legs and the Gyptos. With a nice bomb drop there.
So Stags ran out of bombs here. So we'll see if there's anything beyond here.
Yeah, if I'm the runners right now, you know, progress-wise, the thing that's worrying me is I don't have any overworld block items right now.
Yes.
Because they're both getting the full overworld clearage, and it's great when you do that until, okay, I've got the power bracelet and I've got these 7 spots just scattered amongst the overworld and no recorder to make it quicker. And it could be, you know, where level 4 is buried.
Yeah, we're missing level 4 and level 8. I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Yeah. Morning.
Depending on what's in this 7 can lead to some divergence. If I'm thinking about equation strategy here, knowing you've got a level 1 out there, knowing you got a level 5, and how long it takes until he gets back into this 7, you know, and if silvers are buried in here, or the ladder perhaps, this could be really big for Stags, making putting in the time here in this 7. Yep,
Yeah,
and
no
chat
take
points
any.
out, not a single take any. Very odd.
We're half an hour in, and neither of these runners have the bow because they're not guaranteed yet. The white sword item that you can pull it, you're not guaranteed until you get to 6.
Yeah, and East Death Mountain, you know, you could have a couple up here, otherwise you've got them overworld blocked. That's going to go up into the antlers of the stag, and finds the recorder on the floor in a suicide room. Yeah, you
might want to up an A here. Yeah. I mean, I know you got.
It's
red
tough
ring,
because that was a haul, I think, to get back up there, and you could still be ladder blocked. But this is what I was referring to. Like, let's see how this recorder comes into play. It is fairly deep in 7. Okay. Good job, Stags. Good job.
down to half a heart. Does have red ring, but still
has red ring, hoping for not a Chevy room here, and gets a freebie Triforce. Very good dig for Stags. That was a bit of a trolley dungeon, as equations, and it is not 5 hearts for the bow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 6 for the bow.
That could open up to.
Be happy about that.
Yeah, Stags may find a take any with the recorder and have that bow. Now, again, he does not have the arrows, but knows where the arrow shop is at, and does have the money to buy them.
And looks like Equation's gonna go ahead and make the play for 1 now. Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe get that heart and get that bow.
Yeah, it's interesting that neither runner has gotten back to 1 yet. But again, understanding your resources, what you have, knowledge that you can get, maybe pick up that bow before coming in. But yeah, 31 minutes after finding it within the first probably 5 minutes. So that is not common. Stag's making use of that recorder. Going to check some of these spots here. I keep thinking where does he take Eddie, but I don't know. Probably both raft spots.
Could be. Alright, we got early a snare at level 1.
Yeah, early
transport.
Snare in 1 is a transport. Now, see, he tries to get back in there and take that, just because you don't want to end up needing to clear all those Wizrobes again. They are the orange ones, but they did roll up and they take a bit of time.
Yeah, that did definitely take a little bit of time.
And gets the dreaded Fairy Force, Fairy Force. Does get the bomb though. Does find another push block.
Is this the stair? Okay.
And get the red candle. And we did find a take any on Stag's side, so he can pull the bow. And finds level 4. Oh, this is huge for Stags. This is huge. It is tutor required, level 4. It doesn't even matter what's in here. You need all 8 Triforces, and honestly, Like, if I'm equations, I'm not rushing back to that 7.
No, that's gonna be the last place you look for it.
Yep. So I would say equations had the early momentum for, obvious reasons, having that sword earlier, red ring earlier. I would say now Stags has that advantage when he has the knowledge that he has. For all we know, equations gets back into 7 sooner because maybe he faces a ladder block in a level. Keys aren't currently an issue. You don't know if something can force him back to 7 sooner. Otherwise, it may be a while.
Yeah.
Now, he could find a level 8, find the silvers that are buried deep on the floor, or, again, you don't know. It's just, this is a big potential swing with that knowledge. But a lot of game to play. And when you are, still lacking a ladder, which is almost always required, and lacking the silvers, anything can happen.
Stags making work here on the Pole's voice here without the bow. We'll see if he makes a beeline for that bow, knowing there's Pole's voice in the dungeons, and you've bought arrows. You want to put that bow to work as soon as you can.
And equations does get that additional heart container in level 1. He will likely be getting that bow once he gets the other item and Triforce here. Unfortunately for him, I do think those red robes are going to be, and they are back. And
4 heart 4 for Stags.
Yep.
So that item is gonna be in a stair. I'm gonna guess he's gonna go back in. I mean, unless you wanted to go get the bow and then whistle right back, just
because you've got the recorder now.
And you get the Triforce. Yep. Or it could just be right here.
Oh, the map 1 room in.
Amazing. Alright, raft in 1. That'll be everything for equations.
So equations leaves level 1 with all the information he could potentially get. Does find the raft, could be blocking a level 8. It's the only information we don't have at this point. And gonna head that way now, and we'll likely then scroll into the forest to pick up his bow.
And maybe he'll go down to 3. Didn't see that stair heart, but still need the Triforce and the item out of there.
Yeah, and it looks like level 4 for Stags was ladder block. If that's an important item, that's gonna be really interesting. That potentially, well, it's definitely recorder and potentially ladder block, the double whammy. Or it could be a boomerang. Yeah, it looks like equation's going to go down. No, not to level 3.
Stag's gonna go back into 6.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get his bow and level 1.
And I believe we know the Goma kind of blocks the way up from the map.
Right.
We saw on the equation side.
and the ladder blocks to try. So there you go. Exiting level 6, which is the call. This should send him toward his bow and level 1.
Yeah, and he can whistle right back to 4 to go to 6 if he wanted to go right back to 6, but maybe thinking about 1 and 3 first.
Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Another gonna skip that disgusting room. Yeah.
Another room, and that's 2, I believe, and 3 now that are just infested with the blue wizrobes. The other was an NSU. An NSU that shuttered you in, I believe. And equation at this point, like, I got to be able to progress here. Going to go ahead and take these out. It has a lot of bombs, has red ring. It's in this case, it's just the time-consuming factor and maybe low on bombs after you leave.
Right, and like, how many of these bombs are they gonna use?
Yeah, and he had his 10 count there too, which would have been nice if one more bomb, he would have got a freebie. And a nothing room.
And this room doesn't drop, and shutter door, and it's not gonna push.
Man, it's pushing him potentially to that other
it's gonna
room.
Push to open, but not push staircase.
This is the room I was
the other room
to. Yep, this is just keep bombing and
the Wizzies act weird in a NSU, which might help you.
Yeah. That's about the only saving grace is that it was an NSU. A pointless moat would have done similar things, and that, of course, is your map. So, brutal. And Stags gets up to level 1. So, Stags should be getting his raft and red candle. Again, not key progression items. We have not seen the raft come into play yet. But we still have level 8 outstanding.
Clear out the easy enemies there. Hopefully some better ones respawn.
That gets that early compass. Stags takes an unfortunate death. Basically going to go ahead and check this room up top here.
These kind of like two little nubs here.
Mm-hmm.
Check your nubs. Yeah, those orange beams hurt even with the red ring.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Wait, no, he's...
Yeah.
I think he forgot just as I forgot.
It is when you get the bow after and you forget you have it.
Yep. I didn't have that on my bingo card had he up 8 out of there. Because he had some, I think that blue wizard room, he maybe, one of them would have had to have cleared again. I thought it was a shutter up north. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah, it was a shutter to the left, and then a key to the north, but...
One of our community members in chat says the same thing. Definitely done that as well. Yeah, I've done that with ladder rooms a lot. If I get it early, maybe Armos ladder, and I walk in and see a ladder block, or I'm walking around an NSU room when I can walk right through. But
I've done the thing on the river room where I'm stabbing up through the river, and then I just walk through it. Yeah. I'm like, I have the ladder.
Walked into a blue Lamolo accidentally. Yep. So this 3 is putting you to work. I think this has to be the item, unless there was another blue wizard room I missed.
There was a blue wizard, the Triforce. Oh, okay, that was the Triforce room. It was a room. Yeah, I think it does have to be this room.
There it is.
A ladder.
So the advantage that Stag had, and I would still arguably does because of where that recorder is located. Equations got a very, very good offsetting item right now. We know that's blocking Triforce in level. Oh shoot! Where was Stags at? Was that
in 6? Blocking the Triforce in 6, and we think it's blocking the item in 4.
the item in 4? But it's gonna be see when he's able to get the 4 though.
And we'll see if 3 would be the next logical play for Stag. So as long as he figures it out, he'll get it.
Yeah, and
Triforce
he
room.
only has, his 1 bomb in tow right now. I can't remember if I don't think he got the bomb upgrade.
I don't think he did.
Yeah,
That was
that's the only thing is, we see what Equations had to do to dig through here. And Stags is, I don't know, you find that ladder without the map?
I think it's all the way through, but he has 1 key.
That too.
There was definitely I think you had to go through 3 or 4 key doors, and I'm not sure how many keys dropped.
Yeah,
not a problem at all for Equations. Picks up that any key right away.
Yep. Yeah, I don't recall. Those are trying to watch 2 different streams at once. I can't keep track of key doors, but yeah, it is. Look, it's not a 90-second walk to get that ladder. It's a blind route, if you will, and it's tough combat.
Yes. Electing to make some recorder checks. Keep checking the overworld.
Oh, unfortunately, Stags just bought the really expensive bombs and is about to find level 5 at the Forgotten Spot that had the bomb upgrade.
Yeah.
These guys do drop money.
Yes, the relatively inexpensive bomb upgrade. Okay, Equations back into 5 as well. A little more combat help now too. This Patra is what kicked them out before.
Yeah. Hey, we've got the sync going on.
Nice work by both of them. This diagonal room is an annoying room to fight a Patra in.
Yep, absolutely. Aggression here. We get another key door. Just kind of watching as they remain in sync. If that key issue now comes into play for Stags, can't get to the top now that we do see that map. And you start to see that thinking it may be a reverse C. And it's the room that nobody wants to see. The circle block room will never drop. Stag's probably kicking himself now. I mean, I get why he bought the bomb pack. He doesn't know that's sitting right there, but tough to see a minute after.
Oh, and it's to pay the mugger with the any key as well.
Yep. And I know what Stags is trying to do, but it doesn't work the way I think he wants it to do. Looks like he's trying to do a canna key, but there's no.
Yeah, you need a shutter door to do this.
I mean, I give him props for trying, but yeah. So again, you're starting to see now the momentum shift. Again, nobody's winning, nobody's losing this race, but the knowledge that Stags has with that recorder, knowing it's required, is starting to get offset a bit with Equations progression.
Yeah.
And he's going to. The issue wasn't he would never speed level 7 or go back. He's going to go back. It's just Stags hasn't made up enough ground, I'd say, because he's now getting key blocked and ladder blocked, whereas Equations is making. This could be a really exciting race. It has been so far. We'll see how this plays out. Unfortunately, Stags burning that, has to burn that key now. And it's tough when, we've all been there. When do you get back to that level 3?
Yeah.
And in this case right now, that's really allowing Equations to move very quickly.
Exactly. And even if he's making up ground here, Equations is, and eventually he'll get the recorder because there'll be no other place to go. He's already, he got the item, he saw the item in 5.
And he's gonna have the ladder
when he gets out of 2, out of 1.
He's gonna have that ladder when he gets back to 4. So
exactly. So he'll find that, and so even if he searches through 6, So yeah, Stags needs to get to 3 here. So we'll see how long it takes him to get down there, because that'll be.
Yeah, and I think you're right. There are some key doors along that path, and let's see what happens here.
It might be PB blocked. Yep. I think all we have is PB blocks and
the central raft still, I believe.
Yes, and the vanilla first quest 4 spot, I think. Did we see the forest recorder spots?
I believe Stags got them both, yes.
Okay, yes, we did see those.
Oh, this may be it here. We have a PB somewhere. I'll tell you what, the person that rolled the seed, Mercs from the community, if the PB is required, now we've got, and it's behind the ladder block in 4, you've got a chain reaction. Now it could be in 6, we don't know. But if it's behind the ladder block in 4, that means the PB was behind a recorder and a ladder to get to level 8. No, we don't know this. It could be in 6, but that would make it very interesting. Yeah, and Stags has done all these checks, so Equations has not come to the conclusion yet. Game's likely going to send him into 6 or 7 here shortly. I don't know that we saw all of East Death Mountain. If they could be tucked away up here. Yeah, because Stags is shooting right now. This could be 8 here. Nope.
Yeah, did we check these, the open cave and this one next to it?
I don't. Yeah, I think this may be the only spot left here is this open cave. Now, both runners don't have the same amount of clearance.
Right, that's our combined
right
knowledge.
We're all knowing.
Right. Yep, now's the time for 6. Looking at this, knowing for Equations still has 2 levels outstanding, I can't imagine him leaving here without the item. Or,
Absolutely. You have to at this point. You've got 4 Triforces. You're looking at that clock, 52, 53 minutes. You know what you've encountered. You don't know if your opponent has, flip-flopped a route, right? And versus what you've done and is, heading to finish off their 8th Triforce at this point. You just don't know. And both of them for that matter, obviously. So you get to a 6 at this point, you have to dig it. And good point in chat. Equations does have the ability to progress through here now as well with the bow and arrow. Stags is back into level 4. Now, we thought that the item was ladder blocked. Unless there were some more Pole's Voice rooms he noped out of. He did not have the bow. A key that will help him. We know he's going to have to get back to 3 soon, which will allow him to get that ladder.
So we saw blue boomerang in 6. I missed that.
Okay.
So
really increasing the odds that the PB's in 4. If not, it has to be, I think, in 4 at this point.
Yeah, unless 8 isn't PB blocked and we just have not seen it yet.
Right. So, in terms of game trolliness, seed trolliness, you need a recorder from 7. You need the ladder from 3 to be able to get the PB in 4. That will give you level 8.
We saw a floor heart, so that is the coast heart. Yes.
Oh, so it's not 4. Wait.
Yes. So where's 8? Yeah.
Wait. So the PB has to be an 8.
Right.
What? What are we missing here? Level 2 has the wand.
Oh, there it is. Okay, that spot was not checked.
Okay. All right.
So it's double recorder, and this just yeah.
The game logic was fighting me there.
Yeah. Equations in 7, and equations, I think, if his map is complete, knows the recorder's in here.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know recorder or PB. He knows there's something in here.
Yes. He knows that whatever is to progress is in here. He knows.
So some good action here. I mean, you've got a 7 and 8. We don't know the map yet of 8. I'm sure it's very large. And we don't know. We may have silvers in here. We know a power bracelet's going to be in here. Equations elects not to take that transport. I don't think it was required to get up into that top section.
I think it took you to the top, like the top row, and you couldn't get down.
Okay.
Stags,
that makes sense.
went up from that one on the way to the Triforce and got shuttered into that room with the recorder.
That's right. So because Stags doesn't have the ladder, there's another potential swing here, Tabby, if you think Stags is looking for a ladder. He may dig out both items in 8. If the silvers are the other item in 8, I don't know how much equations digs in 8. If at that point it's a gamble on 9.
think, we've seen so much, gambling on 9 here, this tourney, that it's almost natural that in any of these seeds, like somebody's gambling on 9.
Especially if you I thought that there was a heart in a staircase in 8, which if that's the case, if was looking at the right screen, then you've got an item on the floor in here, and that could be silvers, that could be white sword, it could be book. We don't know, but if it's silvers and Stags finds it because he's still looking for his ladder, Equations may not find it. But again, a lot to happen. I always kind of look and see, what can balance something out. And it's not that it's one-sided right now. It's just, how can this thing get a bit trolly or very spicy? And that those silvers could come into play here. It looks like Equation's going to head up into the... Should get his recorder one room up, I think.
As long as he doesn't go straight for the Triforce, which he knows he can't, so...
Right. Oh. Maybe checking this before... Oh. Yeah, maybe worried about getting potentially shuttered in up there, honestly. No, he's going to the try. Okay, just checking to make sure
it's not a super room. I don't know if he saw a stair heart yet. This recorder's in the floor, right? In this room.
Is it. Yep.
And is he gonna fight his way out like Stags did?
Yeah, at this point, he's got all the bombs. Red ring. That is a hike to get back up there. So
yeah, because it wasn't even just straight. It's you had to loop all the way around the right side.
I have to get the map. It does have a segmented 8. And ladder blocked. Looks like. So good for Stags. Gonna send him out. Put him right into 3 here, which we know is the ladder. So,
and with enough keys, he'll be able to get through this 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of Wizrobes to deal with. I don't know if he has a potion or not. No, he does not actually. Yeah, leave the bomb pack now. That bomb, again, that bomb upgrade is coming into play here. I mean, buying that bomb pack took him out, was missing the ability to buy that bomb upgrade. This is not an easy dungeon, as you're going to see here when you see this room. And, can you clear this? Yes. Are you going to get a map? Yes. But at the same time, like, didn't clear it. Yeah. Now you're down to 2 bombs. And there are at least 1, maybe 2 more blue Wizrobe rooms that you got to deal with in this dungeon.
Yeah, we know the Triforce is not in the really bad blue Wizrobe room, but in a blue Wizrobe room.
Yeah, it's on the podium. It's top 3 bad rooms.
Oh yeah.
Does get the, again, good job. Like, get that. Well, if he meant the bomb there or not. Trying to get another bomb now.
Making these forest recorder checks. Probably going to run into 8 if he goes down. We'll see how long it takes him to go around to level 4, which is in the 1Q7 recorder lake.
Yeah, and I imagine he'll get over there fairly quickly. It could actually record her to 6. That would get him in the neighborhood. Maybe not. There is that one central high roll recorder check. But you got essentially 4 over in that side of the world. So I'm going to try and get over there quickly. Finds level 8. Going to go ahead and do a pirouette here.
A lot of people like to prioritize that 1Q71 because it is a guaranteed one.
Absolutely.
The other ones are mixed quest spots. So if Stags like skips these rooms, he'll, this is the Triforce room, but
yep. Yeah, and it is an open door to the left. I couldn't remember when Equations was in here, if this was an open door or a bomb wall. Thankfully, it is an open door.
Yeah, I think you can get to the ladder if skipping, the hard rooms. You will need to clear those blue Izzies for the Triforce, but I do believe you'll get the Triforce, the compass on the way, so you'll know exactly which room to clear.
To leave the key behind for now. Thinking he'll probably come right back through there. You hate to see the bomb on the Wizrobe and get the fiber. And gets his ladder. Good job, Stags. And gonna really open up the seed for him right now. A little bit behind on the Triforce count. Knows where the Tri is in 6. So has that knowledge already to pick that up. It's going to get level 3 here. Actually thought he did get the Tri out of 4. Or was that ladder blocked? I thought it was the other item that was ladder blocked.
Yes, the compass. Oh, the compass was in.
There it is.
I couldn't remember if it was in that room left of that horrible.
Yeah, and it's smart play by Stags, right? You're trying to make sure they clear any of the easier enemy rooms. Get that wand going instead of some of those Wizrobe rooms. Stag's going to clear out this room here, the nub. But curious what opens up here in this level 8 up north. Going to get that Triforce information with the compass. And we're going to see, I think, an uncharted room here right above. Almost. Oh, the hand came to play. Good reflexes on Equations' part. And gets his Triforce. The Equations pops out here, very close to the Tri. Finds a meat block. Not go left. Can go up. Imagine he'll check these rooms here before grabbing that.
Check a little bit.
And you know what? I'm not convinced there was not another way up around there, but that is a potential meat block. And Stags with the mags, definitely going to help out with some of these dungeons with the enemy sets rolling hard with Wizrobes.
Yeah. And we haven't seen White Sword, so that's quite the upgrade from Wood.
Mm-hmm. So again, has a little cleanup to catch up in the Triforce count here with Equations. Has the knowledge here of level 8. Going to go ahead and hop in. Has its any key. Does not have bombs though, and not try to bomb left there. Oh,
Equations out of bombs too.
out of bombs. Yeah, that would be a problem.
Yes.
It gets
but
the candy drop.
both of them getting a good, good global drop.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so wait a minute. That transports. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it's taking you up top here. So it does look like you're able to get up around the meat. Unless he couldn't get down into that room. Equations could find that we know the PB's in 8, and it could slow down possibly his routing to find level 4, which is at First Quest Vanilla 7. This is one of those 50-50 plays. A lot of folks will gamble at this point and come back if necessary. This is a bit of a trolley 8 navigating through, and he does not know where level 4 is. So I don't disagree with this play. We know more than he does, but in his mind, I think that this is probably smart. And you know what? You may find silvers in here. Finds the book instead, so does get the knowledge. We've got a hint shop 2 screens from start. So we now have this all sorted out. That's going to put our white sword and our silver arrows into level 9 as Stags is heading into level 5. Equation's going to go and try and find that second item again. He does not have the knowledge of where level 4 is located.
Yeah, then so obviously not the knowledge that 4 has the coast heart, because if he knew that, he would know that the power bracelet's in here too.
Yeah, and you know, Stags is not going further in level 8. He's going for the try here in 6. So again, this is getting spicy.
Yeah.
This is getting very spicy. I would say both runners have had marginal leads throughout. And let's see what happens here. Very interesting. And, you know, the flip side is Stags is not going to have that book. It's not a map, okay? So you don't get the map of level 9. But directional hints can be in level 9. I say can be because I want to say last week Equations had 3 muggers in level 9. So no hints.
Yeah, the muggers can eat the hints. You're guaranteed 3 old men in 9, but, you know, should be 3 hints, but sometimes the muggers can eat that.
Yep, absolutely. As Stags goes ahead and gets that 8th Triforce. So, question now is how Equations routes this at this point. Again, the power bracelet could hinder him if he's trying to be the most efficient and pick. Well, this is putting him in the right ballpark. So I like this play. You've got 2. You can swing down here. You've got those power bracelet spots. He is going to find level 4 a lot quicker than I thought. And again, it's a matter of what do you have left and how are you going to incorporate potential PB and recorder spots. So as Stags picks up his final Triforce, and presumably at this point is going into level 9, we wanted to take one more check of that level. Now, of all the screens, that's probably the one I've personally done that more than anything from running vanilla and accidentally leaving 3 and going back in.
Oh yeah, that door is almost like a bomb hole. It just sucks you back in.
Yes, it does. Okay, and Equations finds level 4 as Stags is going to be heading to level 9. Question, you know, and again, Equations are going to dig this item out of 4. Unless by chance he gets a hint in 4 that tells him silver's location. So we're going to have a bit of a variance. All going to depend on how long it takes equations to find both items here in 4. And he's going to find both, right? Because the other, it's the coast heart. So, like, you're not going to know what you're finding. All right, so Stags picks up his potion, taking the any road, taking a different any road.
Level 9 was on this screen? Yes. Okay. Okay.
All right, Stags entering level 9, 1 hour, 14 minutes, and about 3 seconds. Starting up on the left side here.
I was getting excited there for a second, but then it's like, oh no, that's a push block. That's not Zelda.
Yeah, so normally, and we are looking for that shutter door that does not open. Obviously, trying to hear that roar as well that tells you you're adjacent to Ganon. But before Stags can execute on either of those, needs to find the silver arrows, and he does not know that they are in here. Equations, once he finds the second heart container in 4, will know, in fact, that the silvers are in 9. And I bring that up. I don't think you're going to see it here tonight. But you've seen runners in the past. They find one item early in 9 like this, and they may elect to go back to 8 because there's 2 items in 8 and only 1 in 9 in Stags' mind at this point. Now, he knows or should know that the power bracelet has to be one of them. So 50-50 for Stags of where silvers are. We know he's in the right place, and I do suspect he'll dig out both items, but it has happened in races before where people elect to leave. I think you're finding at least where Ganon and the girl are before electing to leave.
Not gonna take this staircase. Gonna check kind of this upper northeast part of the.
Yeah. And Stags gets the news now. He now has this puzzle solved. The matter now of grabbing that try and getting out of here.
Gonna take this staircase.
And we have a roar. Chooses wisely. Does not get stuck into Ganon's room. As Equations picks up that Triforce in level 4. Off to level 9. We're going to have both runners here, folks, in level 9 simultaneously. Hopefully Stag skips this room. It won't do anything.
Not gonna push block with a Gleeok.
You hate to see it, but you know what? I've seen the best runners do it. So we all forget sometimes.
Luckily with Mags, it wasn't too much time invested.
Correct. So likely thinking Ganon is that room below. We're going to find out for sure. Yeah. Yep. So he's got to transport the Ganon. You got a shutter door to the right.
You gotta try to bomb left. Yeah, you have to.
Yep.
Gotta make sure.
Smart move. Smart move. And look at this.
Could it be?
No, it's a red herring.
Uses his last bomb. But there were a bunch of doorways. So
See if equations, the routing he takes here. Stags was not checking any bomb holes. Has no bombs right now. Could come into play with equations with 13 bombs in inventory. Gonna verify this isn't the girl below. And Alexis go up. I actually do like this play. I like trying to get as much of that dungeon without working my way back to start, thinking that I can always pick up those rooms on an up A. And equations heads into a spiral staircase and finds the white stored item, or the white sword. Sorry. Yeah. And he needs that. He's been struggling with that toothpick all game. Wood sword. White sword and red ring. You're flying.
Yes, and gonna be upset when he finds out afterwards that he could have picked up mags on 10. But
yep,
that's how the game goes sometimes.
We'll see if anybody can. Again, as of now, Stags has the extra room knowledge. Now Zelda finds out where Zelda's at.
I believe didn't take this staircase before, so probably will take this one.
Stags could get all the information right here. They're in the same room.
Yes.
Oh no. Okay.
They're both taking the same staircase. Yep.
Okay.
Now, new area for both. Alright. Stags went up, equations going to the right.
Northeast of Skull. Equations has the hint.
So this will be really helpful for equations because he's gonna know, like, if he's not in the northeast, take the stair. But if you're in the northeast, start bombing around.
Yep. Yeah, and still clearing rooms. Don't know when you're going to get a map. It may not be a direct path up there. We've seen some funky level 9s. And okay, well, guess what we're going to find here in a moment for. Well, no, that was the map. Stags gets it, so has that knowledge, and you see what I was referring to. You get that whole gap there in the E and L column. But Stags not knowing that critical information from the book is not heading that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused. That could... Somebody may be able... Oh, that is a community hint because Stags doesn't have the book. Sorry, Sam, if that's what you were referring to. If it was on equations side, that would be an error.
And now you see where the hint is helping equations here, not taking that stairs, knowing he's in the northeast. You're gonna bomb every wall you can here.
Yep. And it could be, well, he's in the dash column. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? It could be that L column. Well, for him, it's the D. Right, that's still northeast. And it could require you to go up from the left and work your way over to the right. Doesn't look like it. That'd be interesting if it's that path along the top.
Yeah, I think he could, from the room below here, he could go to the left. So I'm sure that's... He'll check this right side too. Yeah, so bunch of rooms to check.
Yeah, Stags does not know it yet, but I mean, we've got it both in the same quadrant right now. And to Chat's point, I don't think that Stags has much left to check other than the northeast. So although Equations knows it's here, he does not know where the girl is. He doesn't have a map, and he doesn't know where Ganon is.
Yes. And is this it? For Equations? Nope.
Nope. Oh, but it puts... Is this going to be it to the right? And you do have to come in from the left. That's potential. Now, you can't get there from the bottom. Is this going to be our silvers? And Stags finds the silvers first. Stags has all the information right now.
I think if equation goes up here,
Yeah,
he
should
might
be
get to
able
it.
to. Yeah, because there was that room below. But Stags is beelining it right now.
Stags knows both.
Yep, he's going to take that
and-
transport. Equation's going to go one more room up and find the silvers.
Yes.
And without that map, and we are fairly certain it's magical staircase to get to Ganon there. If there's another path, I am not aware. So what does Equations do? He has not been down in that area where Ganon's located and does not know where the girl is. Stags with the path. Providing he marked all his transports accurately. And I believe this is the one that's going to take him to one room above Ganon. It does?
Ganon was Stags was in Ganon's room. It's right below here.
Okay. 1 hour 24 minutes. Got the circle moat room. Does have red potion. Does have mags. Only 4 hits for the pig. It's a good top hit. It gets 2 up top. Not a style you see people do mostly. And gets the last 2 hits down in the comfy corner.
I think he'll go back through that staircase he came out of. Yep.
Yep. It's going to put him right up in Zelda's wheel area. What a race. I will tell you, Tabby, I many times in this race, I thought somebody had a lead. And at the end, it shifted back to Stags without the book. Mags over book. But again, it was going to come back to that early recorder.
Yeah,
that's the
like
ladder. Yeah.
Oh, and Zelda's in a Chevy.
Zelda's in a Chevy, so
that's a
everyone in chat, get your GGs. Yeah, official race time 1:25:42.
Yeah. So yeah, back to your point there, that definitely looked like, you know, Stags was out early with the early recorder. You know, Equations caught up at the ladder first, but
And welcome to the broadcast booth. Your race winner, and now 3-1, automatically going to the bracket stage. Stags, congratulations.
Wow, thank you. I'm kind of in shock. That was wild.
It took a little while to unfold. An incredible race. It's all I can say. So many lead changes. Nobody had a huge lead, okay? But so many momentum shifts. And I imagine you're going to know one of them pretty early that you got before Equations. And that was your recorder out of 7.
Yeah, I felt so good when I saw the recorder there and was able to get through that Wizrobe room. Oh my gosh, I was so elated about that.
If you don't do that, and you imagine, it took Equations, basically, it came down, I think, for Equations 6 or 7 to find the progression item. Did 6 before 7, I believe.
Yeah, I think Equations knew the progression item was in 7 at that point, because there was nothing left. It had to be in 7 by the time Equations got in there.
And you were, I believe, getting your ladder very close to when he got the recorder. And then you already knew level 4's location. And you guys were both in 8. Both found the Triforce almost at the same time. Equations elected to further dig. He did not know where 4 was. Went and got the book out of 8 and got the PB out of 8. So he knew for sure that silvers were at 9 when he went to 9. You obviously had 2 items left behind in level 8. One was power bracelet, but
yeah, I did, and I knew that I still had an item outstanding in 6, and I knew that the Triforce was ladder blocked, and progression was ladder blocked. So I just figured I can recorder back here if I need to. Let's go into 6. And then at that point, I still felt pretty behind. I felt good about getting the recorder early, and that was great. But dying in the wood sword room, I thought that I had turned fast enough to be able to deflect that shot, and I guess I didn't.
We saw the rock coming. We all saw the rock coming.
And turn around. No.
I saw it, and I thought, okay, I can block that, and just didn't.
And get those GGs in chat with our runner-up and official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, 24 seconds, equations 19. So, yeah, you guys put on a really good show. Highly recommend watching it back and joining us in the broadcast booth, equations 19. GGs.
Hey, GG, Stags.
Thank you, GGs. From what I've heard, this is going to be a fun watch back.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Very, very fun. So many, nobody ever had a commanding lead, but so many, I would say, marginal lead changes. From Stags, to let you know, Equations had the recorder, probably 25 minutes before you. And obviously, you knowing that recorder was blocking 2 dungeons. You, on the other hand, had the ladder before Stags. So it was making it very interesting of kind of who was pulling ahead. And then all of a sudden you look and one of you has 2 additional Triforces. Then you look and see somebody, Stags, you and your bomb upgrade, bought a bomb pack. One screen before at level 5 walks in and finds the bomb upgrade and couldn't afford it. Like, then, key issues, like there was a ton of back and forth. You both played extremely well. It was a very trolley seed. The level 3 combat was crazy, working your way up to that ladder. But GG's both of you. Excellent job.
Yeah, thanks. I certainly felt like I did well, so it was just probably a matter of left versus right, up versus down type situation.
A lot of that, and then I would say in hindsight, the extra dig in 8, I said it on the comms. I agreed with it. You didn't know, right? You did not know if you needed a power bracelet for level 4. You don't know if silvers are sitting on the floor in there, right? So it made sense. Stags gambled. You guys were both right around that Triforce at the same time.
Yeah, I made the call that I wasn't coming back to that 8, so.
Yeah, when I finally got through 8, I was just mentioning I still had 6 to clear, and I knew that it was ladder blocked, so I just left. And at that point, I felt I needed a little luck on my side, so I went into 9. I bombed through Ganon's room, and there was a push block, or what could have been a push block, right past it, and I was so excited for the potential bomb through Ganon to get to silvers.
We were as well. That's what we were hoping for.
Because you were within like 4 rooms, it would have been, right? Transport Ganon, silvers, if that was the case. Transport back, and Zelda's what, 2 rooms above?
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
1 to the right and 2 up. It would have been, I was right there.
When you had to live all the push blocks up in the northeast.
Yes. So that was the other thing, Stags, that you did not know without the book. Equations had that knowledge of silvers. and was beelining it every which way to get up and clear all that northeast. You didn't know that, but you had already at that point found Ganon and the girl. And I think, and chat pointed it out, you really only had the northeast left, and you did pick up the map. You guys were both in that Manhandla room at the same time. Stags, you killed it, got the map. Equations, you elected not to kill it. That would have showed you a little bit of where those rooms were up there, in the northeast. But yeah, it was a very fun race. Very fun to watch and commentate.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
I've raced with Equations several times. At this point, I think it's probably like 60, 65 times. So I knew that I had an uphill battle, and getting the red ring early and mags rolling down to 10, with all of that had to have helped so much. I needed to get lucky.
Yeah, watch it back, because that was another one of the momentum changes. Stags dying on the wood sword screen, right? Equations, you got that wood sword, were able to progress. Stags finds the bomb hole, gets the candle. He had the candle first. He gets the recorder first and the wand first. But then obviously you got that ladder first. Bow pickups were fairly comparable. Unfortunately, 6 hearts for that bow. There were so many. It just kept going back and forth. It really was. It was a fun one to watch. So you both put on an excellent show, and the only time you could say this, right? Both of you are going 3-1.
Yep.
Equations, you already were guaranteed a place in the upper bracket, and Stags, congratulations, you are now in that bracket as well.
That's really unbelievable. I didn't expect any of this.
Yeah, and both I believe class of the Rookie Rumble 2 class, right? And Tabby joining me on comms. You guys are all lighting it up, doing fantastic. It's great to see all of you from that year of kind of getting engaged in the community, all making it to the championship bracket. So definitely folks that I don't want to face, because you guys are proving you can take out anybody, and I think you'll do well in the bracket. So, Tabby, anything else to add this evening?
No, just GG's to both runners again. It was a fun race to watch and get to talk about. So, good luck moving forward for both of you.
All right, yeah, thanks for comms. Thanks for tracking. I forgot to look up who was doing it, but I'm sure you did great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for spending your what is today? Tuesday? Spending your Tuesday evening with us, and thanks for SpeedGaming, or to SpeedGaming, for letting us be on the channel. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. And
definitely
go ahead, Stags.
GG Equation. Sorry.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Try
are
a
fun.
seed with some tough combat. Certainly not a free one.
Yeah, well, thank you both for putting on a great show. Watch it back. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to Chess Jerk on the tracking this evening, and my commentator partner, Tabby Orange. SpeedGaming 4 community, and all of you in chat. We've had a lot of fun. Enjoy the races. Check. I think we may or may not have another one tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. Check those calendars. Lot more action coming. We're only in week 4 of Swiss, so stick around to all the SpeedGaming networks if you're looking for more Zelda 1 randomizer winner tourney action. Thanks all, and have a great night.